Hey guys, it's Heather from Cookies for Breakfast. This is my third time trying to film this video. We've had some lighting issues, some Benjamin issues, so hopefully this one we can sail through and it'll be fine. Anyway, this is the third pregnancy update vlog. This is for week 6. I need to do a better job at keeping track of what's going on from week to week because it's hard to remember everything when I sit down to make the video. So I have a little list. I guess the big things this week, I had my HCG testing on Monday and Wednesday, and the levels, I was like dying to get them back, so I was just nervous. They went from, I believe, 981 to 2427, so they said it was more than double. I don't know if I have those numbers right. I have them written down somewhere else. So they were very happy with that, and they said that would put me in the 6-week range, which is exactly what I had thought. But they said that range was very big, so it could be something else. So they'll know more for sure when I have another ultrasound coming up this Monday, the 20th. So I'm super excited about that. And we should be able to see a heartbeat then, which is really exciting. And that'll be the first indication if it's a boy or a girl, because based on that, you can usually kind of get a good estimate of if it's a boy or a girl. And since Derek doesn't want to find out, I kind of want to find out without finding out, using things like that. So I'm interested to see what it shapes out to be. I'm really good at predicting genders of babies for other people, but it's harder when it's me. Like I've got a pretty good success rate when it comes to other people, probably like 95%. Just get a strong feeling and I just know. And now I should say that when I was pregnant with Benjamin, I did have a feeling that he was a boy. Like as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I said, it's a boy. And so this time I haven't really had that. I can't picture myself with 2 boys. Now that I've said that, that's probably what it is. But I don't picture that next. I don't know. However, every time I picture us not finding out and finding out after the baby's born, I picture the doctor being like, it's a boy. But I don't know if that's just kind of me preparing myself for it, because honestly, I really would like a girl next, just because I want to have a girl. We want to have, or at least I want to have 3 kids. We're still in debate. Derek wants 2, maybe 3. So if I had 3 kids, I would like 2 boys and a girl, but I want to get the girl out of the way just so, we don't have to worry about it. It's a lot of pressure for the 3rd one. So, anyway, so maybe that's just like my mind kind of preparing myself for what could be happening. I don't know. So I guess I don't really have a feeling either way. I kind of want to say it's a girl, but then I keep having the vision of the doctor saying that. I kind of do. Every time I think about it, even if I think about us having the ultrasound and having them tell us then, which Derek is dead set against, I keep picturing them saying that, but it may be just because I've experienced that before. So I don't know. So also this week we told our parents the big news. We told them on Mother's Day, which was yesterday. So everybody was very excited, and that was kind of a fun reveal. It was good. It was a big relief to have people know. It was a lot like living with our parents and having them not know, especially me having to sneak around going to doctor's appointments, having blood work done. And obviously my parents live in this area with me, or I live with them, so they could easily have seen me going into a hospital having blood work done. So just kind of made me nervous. So it's good to have that off and out in the open. So other than that, I've been feeling more emotional, which I guess I'm kind of an emotional person anyway. After I had Benjamin, I've been even more, and now I'm even more emotional. So it's like I cry all the time. Anything super small can totally send me over the edge. So that's definitely something that we'll be struggling with. Just yesterday, I was saying that I was wondering if I was going to feel sick. I didn't really, when I was pregnant with Benjamin, I had a couple weeks where I felt totally crappy, but not like barfy. It was just kind of a weird feeling. I don't know. I couldn't eat anything besides sweet foods, anything salty, savory I couldn't handle. And I just felt disgusting and terrible and miserable. So I haven't hit that yet, and I can't remember when that started the first time. So anyway, I was just saying that, and I was also saying, a lot of times, if you're having a girl, you're more sick. And I don't normally believe the old wives' tales, because every single one of them last time indicated I was having a girl, and I obviously didn't. So, but the sick one, I don't know, I kind of do read a little bit into. So I don't know. So I was kind of complaining about that I didn't feel sick, which who complains about not feeling sick? I don't know. I'm crazy. And then of course last night I felt totally sick, like really, like it was like not good. I mean, not quite like about to barf, but like about to, like the stage before that. So I luckily still had some Preggy Pop drops left over from when I was pregnant with Benjamin. I know that's like really old, but I mean, it's candy, so I don't really know if that, you're not gonna get sick from it. So, and they totally did the trick. So I'm really glad that I had those. Everything's been fine since then. So who knows? It's a weird thing. Just looking at my list, I guess the other thing I've been kind of thinking about is that I'm like really scared of labor this time. I think the first time I didn't really think about it. Everybody tells you it's terrible, but then you forget about it, which is true. But since you've never experienced it the first time, you don't really know how bad it can be. And now that, like, once you have a second, you know exactly what it's like, and you know what to expect, and you know what's going to happen. So I think it's even scarier when you've gone through it once before, because you know what's going to happen. So I've been kind of scared about that. Like, I definitely really want to have a VBAC, which I've talked about before. But I hated pushing, like when I was in labor before. Like, it was terrible. It was the worst thing. I hated it. And that was with an epidural. I swear I could still feel everything. So I'm scared because I don't know what it feels like to actually like have a complete delivery like that. I don't know how much worse it gets beyond what I was feeling. And I'm actually thinking about doing it with no drugs this time, so then it's definitely going to be worse than what I was feeling before. So that's really scary. But then I think about having a C-section again, and I'm terrified. And I had one, and it was fantastic, and it wasn't what I wanted, so I'm upset about that. I didn't want to have a C-section, but the actual surgery and recovery was fine. It was not a big deal at all. But then I think about doing it again, and I'm really scared. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but regardless, that's kind of how I've been feeling. So I've got plenty of time to get over these fears and maybe take some classes in like natural birth and all that. So that's what I'm thinking I would like to be doing. So we'll see. I don't know. It's almost crazy talk for me to be talking about doing things without drugs, but I'm kind of thinking that's what, I don't know if you've seen The Business of Being Born, but one of the doctors in the video talks about this like hormonal love cocktail that when you have a baby completely natural with no drugs, there's like this like flood of hormones of just like these love feelings between you and the baby that happen immediately. And you don't have that. Something with the epidurals and the painkillers, like if you have any kind of medication, you don't get that effect. And it just sounded so amazing that now I'm kind of fixated on like, I want to do that, except I'm so bad with pain. Like I don't handle pain well at all. So I don't know. I mean, if I could, the ultimate goal is to have a VBAC. If I ended up having medication, then, you know, we'll deal with that. But like, ideally, I would love to be able to have a VBAC with no medication, which is like, really for me, it's crazy talk because I'm not this kind of a person at all. But I want that love cocktail. Like, I want it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Other than that, we had a lot of drama with our health insurance this week. I'm hoping to address that in a separate post once I have more details, but based on an early January due date, which I think I have, we could be looking at paying our deductible, which we have a high deductible plan, twice, once for this year and once for next year, because obviously, you know, depending on when you go into labor, when you have the baby, if I ended up having a C-section, or regardless, if I went into labor on December 31st and then was in the hospital for a couple days into January, I would end up having to pay the deductible twice because obviously having a baby is really expensive. And so we would likely hit that deductible. It's very possible we could hit it both for the maximum for both years, which would be $6,000 per year, so it's $12,000, which is kind of cause for a freak out for anybody, I think, unless you're a millionaire, which we're not. So we're looking into options for that. Obviously I could just schedule a C-section and have it in December and not have to worry about that, but I really don't want to do that. Like I really don't. I think for the rest of my life, if I ended up scheduling a C-section for insurance reasons, I would just, I mean, I'm upset that I had a C-section with Benjamin, and that was, you know, somewhat out of my control. I do believe that I could have done some things to have altered the impact, the effects of that, but, or the outcome, I should say. But if I had to do it for insurance reasons, I would just be even more upset about it for the rest of my life. So it's possible I could try to go for a VBAC and end up having a C-section in January and paying the deductible twice, which I guess is kind of a gamble we have to take. But I have a lot of questions for the doctor when I meet with her on Monday. You know, I did say doctor. I am still planning on going to the midwife portion of the practice, but the doctor that I sat with last Monday after the original ultrasound. I kind of wanted to see her again because she had already seen me and kind of knew the background of the situation. But hopefully after this coming appointment, I'll be switching to the midwives, which hopefully will put me in the streamline for the feedback that I want to have. So that is it for this week. We'll do a little one of these. This is not really the greatest outfit for this. I can't really, so I got this big like scarfy thing here. Can't really see that, and that's, you know, honestly, that's kind of sucking it in. But you know, my permanent baby bump, if I don't, it's more like that, which you still can't really see just because of the shirt. But anyway, that's that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.